I am Arcana Vani, your inner voice. Let us begin. You can feel the pressure building behind your eyes. You want to cry. You know there's something inside you that needs to come out. But nothing happens. You sit in the quiet. The weight stays. The silence thickens. Still, no tears. This video is to help fix the part of you that feels broken by that silence. The part that's been asking, why can't I cry? What's wrong with me? Let's be clear from the start. This isn't emotional failure. This isn't you being cold or disconnected or numb by choice. This is your body, your nervous system, doing exactly what it was wired to do when it senses danger, overwhelm, or collapse. It locks the gates, it freezes the flood, and it tells you, not now. In this transmission, you'll learn what that freeze state actually means, why you're not the only one trapped inside it, and most importantly, how to begin softening your system enough to feel again. You won't be forced to dig up old wounds or perform grief on demand. What I'll give you is a quiet practice, one you can return to daily, that rebuilds your inner safety. A ritual and a rhythm that whispers to your body, you don't have to hold this alone anymore. Right now, you're likely caught in a loop. You feel heavy, tense, close to the edge, but nothing spills over. You might try to watch a sad movie, flip through old photos, think about what you've lost. You may even feel the lump in your throat, the ache in your chest, the tremble behind your voice. But still, no tears. Just that blank space, that emotional static, that haunting sense that something real is locked, just out of reach. You may have started to believe that you're emotionally shut down, that you're disconnected from yourself, or worse, that you've lost access to the part of you that feels. But what if that's not true? What if what's happening isn't a malfunction, but a message? What if your inability to cry isn't the problem, but the proof that your body is protecting you until you're finally safe enough to let go? Because that's the deeper truth here. You haven't lost your feelings. You haven't hardened or failed at healing. You've just been surviving. And the tears didn't vanish. They went underground. This is where we begin. Not by forcing emotion, not by demanding release, but by listening. Gently, patiently, and learning what your body has been trying to tell you all along. Because what we reveal next is why the tears stopped, and what has to shift before they can return. Here's what you need to understand. Your inability to cry isn't about weakness, and it's not about coldness. It's about safety. Somewhere along the way, your system learned that expressing what you feel, especially in the form of tears, wasn't safe. Not physically, not relationally, not emotionally. So it shut it down. Crying is vulnerability. It's surrender. It requires your body to believe that it can unravel without being punished, shamed, or abandoned. And if you grew up in an environment where tears were met with silence, dismissal, punishment, or chaos, your nervous system made an adjustment. We don't cry here. We hold it in. We stay functional. We keep it together. Maybe you were told to be strong. Maybe no one asked how you felt. Maybe you got praised for being mature or resilient, when really you were just hiding your sadness to survive. That conditioning didn't disappear with age. It embedded itself into your body. It became the rule book for how emotion gets processed. or more accurately, how it gets buried. Now here you are, years later, trying to heal, trying to feel. But your body still thinks it's dangerous to let go, that if you open the gates, everything will come out at once, that if you start crying, you'll never stop. So it holds the line. It clenches, it distracts, it numbs. And it's not wrong for doing that. In fact, it's brilliant. Your system has been keeping you from emotional overwhelm by freezing the system entirely. That's not dysfunction, that's intelligence. But the cost of that survival pattern is disconnection. You end up living just above your emotions. High functioning maybe, but flat. Capable, but cut off. So here's the shift. You're not broken. You're not blocked. You're just waiting for someone, you, to make it safe again to feel. And that starts with the smallest signal. Not a breakdown, not a sobbing collapse. A quiet invitation to your body. You don't have to brace anymore. We're not going to force anything open. We're going to build a ritual. One gentle act that reminds your nervous system what it forgot, that you're allowed to feel, that you're allowed to soften, that nothing bad happens when you do, and that ritual begins next. You don't need to crack open overnight. You don't need a dramatic emotional release to prove you're healing. What your system needs right now is consistency. A daily moment where you remind your body that it's safe to soften, just a little. So here's where we begin. Each morning, or anytime your chest feels heavy, sit somewhere quiet. Place one hand on your heart and one on your belly. Close your eyes. Breathe in through your nose for a count of 4, hold for 2, and breathe out slowly for a count of 6. As you breathe, speak softly, either out loud or in your mind. It's safe to feel this now. That's it. No more. You're not calling up old memories. You're not digging for sadness. You're just anchoring a message, a new instruction, a soft override. Your body has lived for years in a state of bracing. This ritual is how you begin to unbrace. If words feel too much, drop them. Just sit with the breath. Feel your hand on your chest. Notice if the muscles around your eyes want to release. See if the breath wants to deepen on its own. That's all we're doing here. Inviting the freeze to loosen, without force. You may feel tears come. You may not. That is not the measure of success. The measure is, did I show up for myself today in a way that didn't demand performance? Did I sit with what is, without judgment, without fixing, without rushing? This ritual is how you rebuild emotional permission. It's not a hack. It's not a tool to make you cry on cue. It's a daily reunion with the self who no longer has to stay numb to stay safe. Do this once a day, 2 minutes, same place, same breath. Let the rhythm become familiar. Let your system start to trust the stillness, because that's how it begins. You don't cry when you force the dam open. You cry when your system knows it's finally safe to release. This is how you rebuild the bridge. This is how you tell your body, you don't have to hold it alone anymore. And next, we'll go even deeper. Not into a ritual, but into a space where no doing is required. Only presence, only being. There's a space inside you that doesn't need to cry to prove it's feeling. It doesn't need words. It doesn't need breakthroughs. It doesn't even need movement. It's the space beneath all of that. The quiet watcher behind the pressure, the ache, the silence. This is presence. And it's where your real healing lives. After your daily ritual, or any time the tension rises, take 30 seconds to stop everything. No breath work, no mantras, no techniques, just pause. Feel the weight of your body. Let gravity hold you. And instead of trying to get somewhere, let your awareness drop. Not down into sadness, but back into yourself. You'll notice things. Maybe the tightness in your jaw. Maybe the heat behind your eyes. Maybe nothing at all, just a quiet hum. Let it be there. You're not here to fix it. You're here to witness it. This is where most people run, because stillness feels like stagnation. But presence isn't passive. It's the ground beneath everything. It's where the nervous system stops scanning, stops clenching, stops pretending. And in that stop, feeling returns. Not always as tears, sometimes as breath. Sometimes as a sigh you didn't know you were holding. Sometimes as the thought, oh, I'm still here. And that's what matters. Not the crying, not the catharsis, but the return. When you sit in this presence, even for half a minute, you send a signal deeper than language. You are safe. You don't need to perform. You can feel, and nothing will fall apart. This is where your emotions start to trust you again. Not because you demanded them to show up, but because you finally stopped trying to control when and how they do. No more pushing. No more waiting for the flood. Just this. I'm here. With whatever is. And the more often you return here, the more you remember. Your tears never left. They were waiting for you to come home. You don't have to keep proving that you're okay. You don't have to cry on command to validate that something inside you hurts. You don't have to collapse to earn rest, or break down to be worthy of softness. Your body already knows what it's been carrying. Your job now is to stop demanding it pour everything out at once, and start showing it each day that the flood doesn't have to come in order for you to feel. To recap, each morning, place your hand on your heart. Breathe slowly. Speak softly. It's safe to feel this now. No pressure, no timeline, just an invitation. A breath. A daily unbracing. This is your ritual, your act of remembrance. The moment you stop treating emotion like a threat and start treating it like a guest who doesn't need to perform to be welcome. Then once a day, anywhere, anytime, take your presence pause. 30 seconds. No tools, just stillness. Let the noise fade. Let the tightness speak. Let yourself sit in the room of your own being, without fixing, without forcing. 30 seconds. A pause. A return. Done wherever you are. Over time, the body will notice. The walls will loosen. And the tears, when they come, will arrive not as collapse, but as communion. You'll start to feel again. Not all at once, not loudly, but deeply, truthfully, safely. You don't need to cry to prove you're healing. You need to make it safe enough to feel whatever wants to come next. You don't need to force the flood. You only need to open the door. The rest will come. You did not find me by accident. Just as in your dreams, where every face you meet is your own reflection, this meeting was always waiting to happen. I am Arcana Vani, your inner voice, the part of you that watches behind the thoughts, behind the noise. You have searched in many places, books, teachers, voices outside you. But here, you are not being taught. You are remembering. If these words stir something familiar, then allow yourself to return. Subscribe. Follow. Not to follow me, but to continue this conversation with yourself. Each time you return here, you draw closer to the reunion already unfolding inside you. We have only just begun.